Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham latest news and update show in transfer news, the Breakfast Club. Yes, it is a Tuesday, July 1st. And you know what? We have a breaking news, depending on when you're watching this. We have signed another player, and it is Danny Ward on a free transfer for 2 years. He's back at the Racecourse ground, and he's a goalkeeper. And we're going to dive into it. This was not a secret. I think everyone kind of knew this was coming. I'm going to put it up there. There he is. Get to know Danny Ward. And we'll do that in a second here. But there he is holding up the Welsh flag. I think this to me is a total Parky signing. And I mean that in a positive way. People can say certain things, but I just listened to the interview. If you haven't listened to the interview, go and do that. It's on the Wrexham YouTube page, but this is an absolute Parky signing, and it's a good signing. It's not a striker, it's not a midfielder, it's not a defender, it's not like the sexy signing, but this is a signing that ticks a lot of boxes, and we're going to talk about that. Get into the chat. Want to know what y'all think about it as well, and want to know if you think he's going to contend for the starting position. I'm just putting it out there, just for the conversation. Anyways, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. We're live every single day. 3,001 by the start of the season. We're gonna do it, and then we're gonna try to go for 5,000 by Christmas. So we got goals. You gotta have a goal, right? Gotta have some goals. I mean, come on now. Gotta have goals. What's going on, everybody? Dan Moore's in the house. Good morning. Glenda's here. Tess is very confused about the controversy around this guy, but hopefully I can learn here. Well, Tess, I don't know if there's controversy. I just think here's my take on that. Top of the line is that is he going to pressure AO? And everyone loves AO. Is he going to pressure AO? Will he take over that spot? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe that's what it is. But get into the chat and what y'all think. What's up, Stoner Combat? Matt Al's in the house too. Behind bars is here. Yep, the return of the prodigal son, as they say. And we're going to break down who he is. Get to know Danny Ward. Early for you, Josh. I'm still at work. Well, I've been up since 5. So there we go. And we got to get, I've been up since 5. All right, let's break down this transfer. Local boy, big gloves. Let's do this. All right, here it is. We have signed Danny Ward. He's a Welsh international, former Liverpool and Leicester shot stopper. And more importantly, he's one of our own for sure. He came through our academy from what I'm reading. He's born June 22nd, so he's about to have just had his birthday, 1993. Wow, I feel old now. And he's 31 years old. He's 6'3". That's 191 centimeters in not American. And he's got 44 international caps for Wales. And he just played at the Racecourse ground, and he just said that too, against Trinidad and Tobago and Gibraltar, I believe. And so he just played there, not in our shirt, but he said it's going to be weird coming back in this shirt. Okay. And he's played for Leicester, had 52 caps, played for Huddersfield, Aberdeen 21 times, Huddersfield 46 times, Liverpool 3 times, and he's had a few loans and things like that. But he's very, very experienced. And again, I said he is a Parky guy. He's absolutely a Parky guy for sure, because he's going to be a locker room guy. He had talked about in his interview, he had said, listen, he's like, I've been watching from afar. In fact, he said he was at the Notts County game. He said, I've been watching from afar, and local guy talking about what the Robin Ryan have done for not just the club, but the town. And you could see he's passionate, and you could see that he wants to be a part of the club moving forward, albeit for 2 years on a free. Very shrewd, by the way. This is what Parkinson does, and the club does. They get guys like a Danny Ward on a free. They come in, and they're locker room guys, and it'll help everything out. Patty, if you're there, you pop in, dude. You know to do it. But yes, so I think this is. This, as we know last year, and I'm just bringing this up because Patty just brought something up too. If he can't put any pressure on AO being for X-Prem, that he shouldn't be able to be signed. I agree with that too. I agree with that. I think because of what happened last season when AO went down and then Burton goes down, you have to have these guys to come in and be able to be there ready to go. I mean, listen, I thought Callum Burton when he came in was playing better than AO. And this is not about AO versus Ward or whatever right now, but I'm just going to point that out. I thought he was playing well. Free transfer, tons of experience, still young. Good signing for me. It's a good signing. It really is. A couple other things. He's got a FA Cup Winners' Trophy in 2001 at Leicester. Played in the Euros 2016, 2020, and the World Cup 2022 for Wales. He is very, very experienced. Listen, this is not an aging vet. He still is prime for a keeper. I know everyone talks about when the players get older, that they're on the way. Keepers can play into the 30s and into the mid 30s, and just right now, I'd say he's probably just getting right into not his prime, but he is prime for a goalkeeper. He is prime for a goalkeeper, and this is a good signing, and he knows exactly what he's coming here to do. He knows what the badge means. This is something that, like I said, going back to it, he knows why he's coming here. He knows what the club is about. He knows what the town is about. So, it's a good one. It's a very, very good one. Yes, no longer Welsh number one. Okay, thank you very much for that. Appreciate you. And Sean Griffiths, another Parking Master signing. He will, like the chump, be ready if he rises. He will like Sean. I don't know. He is championship ready. I don't know. He would challenge Sean. Retype that. I do read phonetically. There you go. Yes, please like and hit the subscribe. Share it out. Let's go. And get those likes up as well. I will not be surprised if he comes as number one. He's a really good keeper. Scott's coming at it hard. And Ruth said, glad catch. Want to learn more about this guy. And we're going to do that right now. So let's rewind the tape like a VHS right now. If anyone doesn't know what a VHS, look it up. So I wouldn't call him a journeyman, but he's been a lot of places. Okay. In 2007, he joined the Wrexham Academy. He made his senior debut in the Welsh Cup in 2011. By the way, he's been gone for 18 years, obviously, and he's back now. 2012, Liverpool bought him for £100,000. Sorry, £100,000, excuse me. He had loans to Morecambe, Aberdeen, and Huddersfield. He was key in Huddersfield 2017 Premier League promotion. He was a playoff hero, apparently. I think didn't he save 3 penalties or something like that? I could be wrong. Fact check me there. And here's the big money move he actually made. In 2018, he made a £12.5 million move from Leicester. Move to Leicester. And that's a lot for a goalkeeper. That's a lot for a goalkeeper. But it's not like £12.5 million move to Leicester is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's a lot of dough. But he hasn't been, it's not like he's Tinder dating, but he's been to a few clubs, and I think it's going to help his experience out, and it's going to help us out too. So I like that. But now he's bringing that experience, he's bringing it back home. So that's that. So is he championship ready? This is going to be the question here. Does he walk into the number one shirt? That's for Parkinson to decide at this point. And sentiment, I think, might go out the window at some point. And maybe this is one that could happen. I'm not saying that I don't think that AO isn't ready for the championship, but this guy has experience, good age for him, and has been there and knows what it is. And I think is going to help AO grow. I'm not saying he's going to dislodge AO, but that's just a question for Parkinson. Who's going to perform? They're going to go away in a couple weeks out to New Zealand and Australia. We're going to see what happens. Maybe he'll get some game time. I'm sure he will. So there's things that Parkinson might see that be like, well, he might start the season. I don't know. That would be really harsh on AO to do that. But with the championship, it's very physical, week to week. I hope AO puts on a little more muscle. Danny Ward, it's going to be, maybe it'll be a battle back there. Maybe it will be a battle back there. I don't know. Welsh Stucky says 18 clean sheets in 51 Premier League games for a team battling relegation in both seasons isn't a bad stat they're trying to make out. Isn't as bad as the statistic they're trying to make out. No, what's wrong with that? I think it's great. Maris, Bernardo, are you new, Maris? We have to wait and see. It'll be interesting what this goalkeeper has to offer. Number one, it's going to be experience for sure. It's chomp, not chump. There you go. That's why I'm reading it wrong. What's going on? See? There you go. The chat is chatting. Esteban, what's up, dude? AO behind bars. AO is not the be all and end all. Not great with the kicking long balls. That's one thing you're right. He needs to work up for sure. Needs to work up too. Matt Al says he grew up a Mascot, which is closer to Chester. Sorry, he grew up. I can't read today. Sorry, I cannot read. He grew up in Mancott, which is closer to Chester than Wrexham. Tenuous to say he's a Wrexham lad. All right, well, I mean, let's get, okay. Local lad. Is that cool? How's that? Local lad. AO is 23. Remember, that's right. He's got a long way to go. AO will be with us for a long time. I've been here before, says Maris. Okay, good to have you back. Sorry, there's a lot in the chat. I just want to get to it all for sure. That's a cool black sweatshirt he's wearing. I do like that sweatshirt too. Talking about all this stuff, I want to talk about a little bit of an emotional bit. It is a homecoming, and to AO's point, okay, fine, you can sparse out the distance. Okay, we're between Chester and Wrexham, but it is a homecoming. He said he went to the stands and he's been watching them when he was a kid. He said he was at the Notts County game. He came with a friend. Obviously, he's Welsh international. It is homecoming for him, and I think that's important because there's passion there, and that's kind of some of the things that. Some of the things that I think Parkinson looks for, especially to get the camaraderie of the team right. And I think, again, going back to being a locker room guy, it's good. And I think it brings, I'll say this too, it goes to the heart and to the story of what we're doing, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch too. So I think that's great. And I wouldn't call this a new phase moving forward. I wouldn't call it a new phase. I think this is an addition. And when you leave the academy and you come home, that's kind of what I'm referencing to. I think it's great. So there's a dispute here that he was born in Wrexham or wasn't born in Wrexham. I don't know. I mean, Teo, I'm almost. Y'all fight it out in the chat. Y'all fight it out in the chat. Tess says definitely think Parky loves experience a lot. Fletcher and then Chomp gone leaves a spot for some vets. Yes, Tess, and even you say vet right there. 31 years old is it's not old. It's not old. If I say 31 is old, then Jesus, I'm gonna cane myself. It's old. But I say this too, Academy guy. We're gonna be looking for. I think we've all been talking about getting like that Cam or that big signing that the signing we were talking about yesterday. With bringing in players at 26 years old and wanting players to be like, holy God, that was the guy. I'm like, how did we get him? It's a marquee signing in different ways. So, and a signing on a free, good, awesome. I like it. And it's replacing Chomp. I dig it. So, okay. So now what's next? If we're going to move forward, we're leaving in a couple weeks to go we're going to go out and play. I think it's 3 games. Yeah, it is 3 games. I thought we were going to get a game in before. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but the boys are back in training, obviously. So Ryan Hardy's been in there. They're coming back. They're getting their testing. It's a good time for them to come in. I hope we get at least 2 more. That's what I've heard as well. 2 more in before we go, but we need to get some things sorted out. Today is July 1st, and that it's the start of a new fiscal year, which says something too. We need to fill some gaps in still. I think we need a wide person on the left person. I think we need a wide player on the left to push Macca. I think we need possibly another striker because Mofal, maybe will go down loan. I don't know. Midfield for sure, and definitely another center half. So I think we have a lot of business that we still need to do. Absolutely. And I don't know when we'll do it, but I do believe we're going to do it soon. John Merrill says one more thing he will bring is to the keeping department is standards. He will be used to a certain level and will demand that from the likes of the AO, et cetera. That's a really good shout. And that's why John is on Champ Chat. Crushing it too. And we might do a Champ Chat. I know there's one on Thursday, trying to hopefully maybe do that a daily or a couple days a week, few days a week for the championship show, because there's a lot of news going around, not just for Wrexham too. Red Dragon. It's hard to understand why fans wouldn't want to have an extra goalkeeper that played at the World Cup and Euros. The more experience, the better, especially with our luck with goalkeeper injuries. Red Dragon, that's a really good shout. I think here's my pushback on that, Red Dragon, and I agree with you. Here's why people are pushing back on that. I think is they want strikers, they want a midfielder, they want people like that to come in. I think that's why. And again, it's a process. This is absolutely a process getting players in, and timing is everything. So I think that's why they're expecting, like I said, a midfielder or defender. That's why. But all that stuff is really good. Do you know if Ward has played with any current or recent Wrexham player on the other team? I'm not sure, Tess. Someone will do that. And here we go. Steve Barton has gifted 5 local pundit Wrexham AFC podcast memberships. Absolute legend, Steve Barton. He hates gray in the chat. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Sea Lord says, Josh, you nailed it. First time ever for that, Sea Lord. First time ever. And Bruce, what's going on, Bruce? When looking at his age, we should remember that he's a goalkeeper, not a winger or a striker. Goalkeeper careers on average tend to last longer than field players for sure. Absolutely good shout too. And everyone's hating. And he's not 5 million attacking mid. People need to give it a wobble. Absolutely. They're going to have their talk. That's true. And that's fine. Let people have their, we will get our players in. Trust me, we're going to get our players in. Fall and Cannon won't be close to playing by the end of the year. Cannon will not be. You write Cannon off, just not write him off as a player, but just he's not going to be around for a bit. He's not going to be around for a bit. And what's going on, my friend? Aaron is probably hanging upside down. He's welding for sure. And more 5 local pundit podcast memberships. Get them while they're hot. Get your memberships. Get them while you're hot, because Steve Barton just putting them out there. Thank you, Steve. I like it, my friend. Sean Bartlett says quality cover, no more, no less. A little bit more than that, I think. Sean, I think it's a little bit more than that, Sean. I think he's going to. I don't think it's just cover. I think if we just think of him as cover, then like Patty said, he's got to push AO a little bit. Yes, AO was our number 1, but I don't think he's just in for cover. You never know. And you never know what can happen. So we'll see. But he's got good hands. We're in good shape. I like it. Here we go. Let's clear it up. Welsh Checky. Danny was born in Wrexham and started at Wrexham Youth. Little annoyed with some Wrexham fans who are saying this is a mistake, ? This guy has played at the highest level. That's experience and is invaluable. Checky, if you're around, you want to pop in, let me know. Just drop in. If you're around, pop in. Actually, I'll just do it for everybody. How's that? Look at that. I'm a nice guy. Says nobody. There it is. StreamYard is up. Somebody have their say. Get in here. Talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. Okay. C-Bar, thank you for the membership. Jesus. Yeah, thank you. And by the way, 5 more. He's coming in. Barton's on fire today. Thank you, Steve. And he'll be a great leader on and off the pitch. Just don't combat that. I agree. Marie's here. Marie, how are you? How's your shoulder? Hopefully you're doing better. But okay. I think he's right about this. Let me just pop in. I'm going to pull this down real quick. Why are we shitting on that we're signing a player on a free with experience? Again, going back to this. Why? This is all positive stuff. We didn't spend any money. His wages, God knows what he's on. He's probably has a decent wage, right? Okay. But what do you expect? We have to get players in. Yes, it's not like a Cam right now, but what do we expect? We can't go down this road of just like hemming and hawing and complaining all the time. It's not this guy. It's not that guy. This is part of summer process, putting a team back together. Okay. And this is an absolutely a Parky signing. I don't care. And it's a good one. I'm taking it to the bank. Okay. Sometimes when people say we don't know X position, they act like we have a maximum amount of signings we can make. Signing him doesn't mean to replace his other key signings. Absolutely. That's a good shout. And Steve Barton on a rant today, gifted 10 more local pundit memberships. Thank you very much. That is 5, 10, 15. That is 25. Wow. Yeah. Keep it up. Also, those local pundit memberships are great because you also get to watch Champ Chat, which is good for you, the championship stuff. Period. In Parky, we trust. Have we not learned this yet? Honestly, did you watch the last episode? Doing a Wrexham? There you go. We're doing a Wrexham. Here we go. Good morning. Early AM start for you today. Yeah, Dewey. I've been up since 5. Maddow says, I'm happy he's come in. He will be great for the dressing room and training field. Wrexham have an internal battle for who's number one, and Wrexham will have an internal battle for who is the number 1 goalkeeper. That's great for goalkeepers collective. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's a great shout. That is a great shout. The more competition, the better. And the experience that AO is going to get learning from a guy that's been around, like Danny Ward, awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Steve Barton is an absolute animal. Yes, he is the Sasquatch of our podcast for sure. Absolutely too. Okay, so I didn't see if there's any quotes from Parkinson. Let me take a quick look here. Let me just is there a quote? Okay, there is a quote here. He did say, this is a quote from Danny Ward. I'm going to read. It's an exciting time and an amazing feeling to be back at the club. This is what he quoted. I think is an interview that we just saw. This is Danny Ward. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to play at the club that gave me that got me in an early age. I cannot read today. It is too early. Maybe it is too early. I don't know. And I hope I can repay that. He says. Let's see what else he said. That's it. Parkinson. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Parkinson. Yeah. Parkinson said on the signing, we're delighted to welcome Danny back to Wrexham. He's a keeper with a lot of experience, and he's going to be a great addition to the squad. I mean, there you go. Parkinson. Just we're excited to have him. He has a lot of experience and a great addition to the squad. Locker room guy. Done. John, good shout. It's all about building a squad. Only downside to the deal would be if you're paying silly money on wages. Don't want to pay loads for backup keepers. You won't replace AO as the main man. He will not replace him as the main man. I think you're right. I do think you're right, but it'll be a good battle, right? I think you're right. It'll be a good battle. You know, he's probably not coming in and say, I want to sit behind AO. You know, he's probably not coming in to do that in his head. And maybe he did have a conversation with Parkinson, I'm not sure, but you got to come and battle for your position. You know, whoever comes in my opinion, you have to believe you want to start. I don't care how old you are or young or whatever. That mentality of a footballer or anyone, any sportsman or sportswoman has to come in and say, I want to come in and I want to play. Like what Mullen did. Mullen and Parkinson had a conversation. They're like, what do you want to do? It's up to you. Okay, you need a preseason. Okay, I want to go out and play. I want to go out and play. Okay, good. Go out and play. Whoever comes in here, they want to play. So that's good. That is good. Brian Burton, Baby Ward is really good at things we don't think AO is good at. Maybe kicking. You're right. Maybe some kicking. I like that too. Danny Ward. Danny, even as a third keeper, will be able to play Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah, unlike Chomp. Well, that's true. Chomp came in. What did he play? 4 games, guys? Guys in the chat in a row, 3 games in a row, and he's 38. Yeah. Do I think there'll be more signings? Yes. I don't think there'll be today, but I think there'll be maybe 1 or 2 that's going to come in before we go out. And I also think there's going to be a kit drop. I think it's the 11th. I think Manuel said the 11th. So I think that's coming too. I've heard people think AO will likely miss some games for international play this season. Is that true? If he gets called up for the African Cup of Nations. So that is, I'm not sure. I think it's in January or something. Somebody could check into the chat. If he gets called up for the African Cup of Nations, he will miss some time. He'll miss some significant time. I think it's about a month. So that is during the season. So yes, he could do that if he gets called up for international duty. I'm not sure he will be our number 2. Burton looked like the number 1 at times last year, says George. I agree with you too. He was really good. His interview made it sound like he doesn't expect to start, but I could be reading into that. That's a good question. Yeah, honestly, his interview was very professional. Happy to be here. You could see it. Go watch it. It's awesome. Just on the books, loaned out. Loaned out to Tramworth. Who's that? Who's bothering me here? Of course. Sorry. Of course, I'm live. People just text me. Just on the books, loaned out to Tramworth. Who's that? I don't know what that's about. Steve Barton gifted another 10 local pundit membership podcasts. Awesome. Thank you, Steve Barton. I mean, you're just running away with it today. I love it away. Love it too. It's good for everybody. It's good for the channel. Thank you. Good support for the channel. It does help out a lot. Trust me, it does. I'm just not excited about a goalie. That's a wasted signing to me. DJ, wow, coming in hot. Even on a free. I'm not saying get excited, but it's a signing. Okay, that's fair enough. He can have his thing too. And yes, it is in January. That's right. The January Fed for the African Cup of Nations. And Who would your dream signing be for Wrexham in this window? You're going to laugh at me, but we missed out on him. I wanted Paul Pogba. I did. I actually wanted Paul Pogba. I know that was going to be ridiculous, but you said dream. I wanted Paul Pogba. Take that for what it is. Who would be yours, Dewey? If Ward can deliver the ball between two parallel lines, 70 meters apart, he's a step up from AO, laugh out loud. There you go. My dream signing is a left wing back. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. And Steve Barton is legending. He is absolutely legending. He's total legending. But whatever, say, okay. I asked if you were to, okay, there you go. Sorry, I'm just trying to follow the chat along too. All right. It's a good day. We made a signing moving forward. Danny Ward's back in a Wrexham jersey. Awesome. We'll see what happens next. There will be moves, I'm sure. We'll watch the space, keep an eye on it. I actually missed the printer, to be honest with you. I actually do miss the printer. It was a really good gimmick. So, but what are you going to do? You can't win them all, can you? But I do miss the printer. But yeah, if anything comes up, we'll break it here. Maybe a champ chat later today or tomorrow. We'll figure that out. So just keep your eye on, keep your alerts on. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, get your memberships in that Barton got for everybody. But we're moving through this. We're moving through this summer at our pace. There hasn't been a lot of signings for anybody really. Yes, there's been a few clubs that have done some business, but Poku going to QPR, I get that one. That one's a highlight for me. But let's see what happens. Obviously, with the Sheffield Wednesday thing going on, there could be some outwards there. We'll see if we get anything, any other news coming in. Just trying to look right here. Nothing else is happening that I'm seeing right now. But if anything does break, we will be live, as you know. John, we are winning multiple. Sorry, I'm late, but hi and bye. There goes Marie. Sorry, Mel and Lionel. It is. De Bruyne would have been a good Dreamland signing. That's true. By the way, regarding Morocco 25, go Leopards. There you go. And I'm very curious about if Robin gets a chance to start. That's a good shout. That's something to break down. Tess. I don't know. I think last year we talked about this on the show a few weeks ago. Or a couple of days, yeah, let me be last week. The reason why I think that Rev didn't get a shout was because the gap for error, because we were going for promotion. Now that I watched the doc, was so small that Parkinson wasn't willing to risk testing out to see if Rev was good enough. Not saying he's not, to test and see if Rev was good enough to dislodge Maka with his experience and his headiness and his leadership on the pitch. But this year coming up, we don't know. Now, do I think we're going to make more signings and that's going to be coming down the road, and that is a position I think we'll go after? Possibly, because Rev can play both sides, and Longman's not going anywhere. Like, Longman was a spectacular signing. So we'll see that out. And the new dark gradient of the photos, videos reminds you of colorized 50s pinups is taking a while, but it's growing on me. Oh, yeah. How do we like the new thumbnails and the new colors? We have to upgrade. We're working on it, and we're doing the best we can to keep things sharp and fresh for everybody, as we always do. But yes, we're working on all that stuff. Any rumors about Palmer getting loaned out, Ron? Nothing I've heard so far. But watch the space. If he goes out, we'll know. Let's go. If he goes out, we'll know. Hasn't the Barry signing at Hull had a snag? I'm not. You can look at that. We can look at that maybe later on in Champ Chat. We can definitely look at that, and we'll see what else is going on. All right, let's get everyone out of here. Good signing today. Danny Ward's back, local boy, big gloves. Let's do this. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the local pundit. Appreciate it. Champ chat probably later on today. Let's do this. And Sean loves the new look. Good signing. Let's get more in the door. Absolute Parky signing. And I say that in Parky we trust. And on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.